He averaged just 7 points per game. Yet without him, the Bulls' second three-peat might never have happened. And the moment that proved how dangerous he truly was came long before he ever wore red and black. In 1991, Jordan finally broke through the bad boys' wall, swept away years of humiliation, and knocked Detroit out. But instead of shaking hands like champions, the Pistons walked off the floor without a word. No respect, no sportsmanship, no goodbye. That moment didn't just end a rivalry, it ended an era. In 1992, the aging bad boys were bounced out of the playoffs in the first round. Chuck Daly, the only man Rodman ever trusted, left the team. And when he walked away, it was like someone removed the leash from a wild animal. Tattoos spread across Rodman's body, the nightlife swallowed him whole, and the man, once fueled by discipline, became a wrecking ball of chaos. It got so bad that in 1993, Rodman nearly took his own life, gun in hand, sitting alone in an empty arena. A legend of a reporter, Craig Sager, found him before something terrible happened. That night changed him, and he demanded a trade. Rodman entered the NBA at 25, never cared about scoring, and only averaged double digits once in his career. His value was force, not finesse. By 1990 and 1991, he was already a two-time Defensive Player of the Year, grabbing rebounds like a man 3 inches taller. In only 26 minutes per game early in his career, he still pulled down 9 boards a night. He wasn't just battling big men, he was twisting through them like an insanely strong contortionist. That's why they called him the Worm. But from 1992 onward, he became something else entirely. He studied shooting arcs. He studied how the ball spun off the fingertips of every scorer in the league. He calculated rebound angles like a physicist with attitude problems. Combine that obsession with unmatched energy, and you get a machine built to steal possessions from giants. From 1992 to 1998, Rodman won 7 straight rebounding titles, averaging 16.7 a game. When he landed in San Antonio with David Robinson, it should have been a defensive dynasty, except the Admiral was a disciplined military product, and Rodman was a full-blown rock star with a dip-dyed head and a nightly alcohol routine. Even when the Spurs won 62 games and Robinson became MVP, Rodman blew it up, calling his coach a loser, blasting the team's defense, getting suspended again and again. San Antonio finally said, "Enough," and Chicago said, "Let's try him." Signing Rodman in 1995 was like inviting a tornado into your living room. But Phil Jackson believed 2 things. Michael Jordan's obsession with winning would keep Rodman in line, and Rodman was desperate to belong to something bigger than himself. Phil was right. He still came late, still partied, still never studied film with the team. Instead, he'd secretly watch tape alone so no one would know he cared. He wanted to be a rebel, but he didn't want to let the Bulls down. He barely spoke to Jordan or Pippen off the court, disappeared mid-season to party in Vegas, wrestled alongside Hulk Hogan, even vanished the night before the NBA Finals, and it still worked. Because when the lights came on, he became the most valuable non-scorer in basketball history. In the 1996 Finals against Seattle, he grabbed 11 offensive rebounds twice, forcing coach George Karl to admit that Rodman won those games by himself. In 1998, despite being nearly 50 pounds lighter, he mentally broke Karl Malone with defense alone. So here's the truth. Jordan might still get 1 ring without Rodman, but without the Worm's rebounding, his chaos, his annoyed every superstar to death defense, there is no second three-peat. My take? Rodman isn't just the greatest rebounder ever, he's the most impactful misfit the NBA has ever known. Now tell me this. Where would you rank Dennis Rodman in NBA history? Top defender ever? Greatest role player ever? Or something even bigger? Drop your take in the comments.